يا أبا صالح.
Almost all religious traditions have addressed the topic of Akhir zaman and the eventual emergence of a savior, a godly figure who will recalibrate the moral compass of humanity. If, for example, if you look at Christianity, and inshallah tomorrow night we'll go into more detail. In Christianity, if you open up the Bible, there is an entire book dedicated to the end of times. The book of Revelation. The book of Revelation, the apocalypse of John. It documents in detail what will happen at the end of times. If you look at the Old Testament, the Torah, you'll find that there is passage after passage of very detailed descriptions of the state of humanity at the end of times. If you go to Hinduism, if you look at the Bhagavad Gita, which is one of the sacred scriptures in Hinduism, you find that there is a discussion about the end of times, where at the end of times there will be a great war between the forces of good and the forces of evil. In Islam, my dear brothers and sisters, there are hundreds of ahadith that speak about Akhir zaman. There are many, many traditions that speak about the emergence of the Mahdi. In fact, you find that Sayyid Muhammad Baqir al-Sadr, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless his soul, he says from his own research that I have looked at all of the hadith literature and I have found the most discussed topic in the world of hadith is the Mahdi. There are more ahadith about Imam al-Mahdi than ahadith about Salah. Brothers and sisters, can you imagine how many ahadith we have about prayer? Thousands. There are more ahadith about the Mahdi than Siyam. There are more ahadith about the Mahdi than even Tawheed. It's the most emphasized topic in hadith literature. Ayatollah Safi Gulpaigani, who's one of the mujtahids in Qom, he's alive now. He's 98 years old. He was one of the students of Ayatollah Burujurdi, who was the prominent marja a few decades ago. He wrote a book, Ayatollah Safi Gulpaigani, he wrote a book called Muntakhab al-Athar, which is literally means the selected legacy. He says, I gathered all of the ahadith on the 12th Imam, and he said, I counted them. He said, in Sunni and Shia sources, I found that there are 6,207 ahadith about the Mahdi and the end of times. All taken from the earliest hadith manuscripts. In fact, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. There are approximately 400 hadith from Rasulullah about the 12th Imam.
Allahumma كل ولي